This is Engadget. Here's what's happening in the world of technology. It's Friday, February 19th. Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia's controversial crown prince, has pushed his country to acquire stakes in 3 major video game publishers. Recent SEC filings spotted by Bloomberg show that Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund, which bin Salman chairs, purchased more than $3.3 billion worth of shares in Activision Blizzard, EA, and Take-Two. That's the same fund that bought a massive $3.5 billion stake in Uber back in 2016. In all, it purchased 14.9 million shares in Activision, 7.4 million shares in EA, and 3.9 million shares in Take-Two near the end of last year. Those investments give the Public Investment Fund, or PIF, $1.4 billion, $1.1 billion, and $826 million stakes in those companies as it tries to lessen Saudi Arabia's reliance on oil. Notably, this isn't the first time bin Salman has invested in video games, or at least tried to do so. Last year, Riot's League of Legends European Championship, LEC, announced a partnership with Saudi Arabia's NEOM, a divisive smart city project the prince announced in 2017. Less than a day later, Riot called off the sponsorship agreement after the professional LOL community came out against it in force. That same year, bin Salman's MISC youth charity purchased a 33.3% stake in SNK, the Japanese developer of King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown franchises, and said it planned to take majority ownership of the company in the future. In 2018, the CIA implicated bin Salman in the murder of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Although Saudi Arabia initially denied any knowledge of the killing, Shalan al-Shalan, the country's deputy public prosecutor, later said the assassination had been ordered by the head of a negotiations team sent to bring Khashoggi back to the country. And in other news, the CEOs of Facebook, Twitter, and Google will soon make another appearance in front of Congress. Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, and Sundar Pichai have agreed to testify at a House Energy and Commerce Committee hearing on March 25th. The hearing will cover misinformation and disinformation plaguing online platforms, including the company's handling of misinformation about COVID-19 vaccines and the 2020 election. Whether it be falsehoods about the COVID-19 vaccine or debunked claims of election fraud, these online platforms have allowed misinformation to spread, intensifying national crises with real-life, grim consequences for public health and safety, the committee chairs wrote in a statement. This hearing will continue the committee's work of holding online platforms accountable for the growing rise of misinformation and disinformation. For far too long, big tech has failed to acknowledge the role they've played in fomenting and elevating blatantly false information to its online audiences. Industry self-regulation has failed. We must begin the work of changing incentives driving social media companies to allow and even promote misinformation and disinformation. If you want to catch the latest tech news as it's happening, check out Engadget.com or tune in again every weekday.
You don't have to create the latest in tech or launch a rocket to Mars to get State Farm's surprisingly great rates on car insurance. State Farm has coverage that'll meet your budget just for being you. So whether you're wireless, screen-free, solar-powered, AI, or just hanging out in VR, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.